Hello friends, welcome back to Yoga with Paige. Today's class is a full body tension relief. Beginner friendly, we work from top all the way down to the bottom. Just a quick energizing way to open up the front chain and the back chain of the body. No props are needed for this video, so if you have your mat and a willingness to move and open up, we can get started whenever you're ready. So beginning today in easy seat, taking a moment to close the eyes, bringing hands to heart center, rooting down through the sit bones and reaching up through the crown of the head. Just noticing the length in the spine here while we connect to our breath. Starting to breathe deeply in through the nose and out through the nose. Taking a few moments of silence here, coming into your body, noticing where we're at today, taking a little mental check-in before we begin. And exhale, float the fingertips down. They can find the knees or the hips. So we slowly take the body to the left side and then in front. Circle around, opening up through the hips and the lower back as we find these little circles. Making sure to reverse them, go the other way. And then sitting back up, nice and tall, rolling the shoulders back. Releasing the hands down. Inhale, shrug the shoulders up to the ears. And exhale, bring them back and down. Inhale, squeeze. And exhale, roll them back. Might feel some little crunchies happening back there. And then reversing the other way. So going back up first, inhale. And rolling them forward. You can start to move a little bit faster if you'd like. Maybe finding some organic little rolls here. And then depressing the shoulders back down, reaching the head towards the right shoulder, extending this left arm out. Sweeping the arm in front and going back behind, just opening up through the shoulder, feeling a nice side of the neck stretch as well. And going backwards. It's all about balance. Ooh, beautiful. Gently raising the head, tilting to the left. Moving the right arm. Breathing nice and deep. Making sure we reverse. And coming back up through center. Crossing the right arm over the chest, left hooks underneath. Getting a nice little deltoid stretch here in the front of the arm. Sitting up nice and tall. Exhale to release and switch sides. Bringing that arm across the chest. Not forcing anything. Especially if this is our first movement of the day. Things are going to be a little tight. That's where our breath helps us release a little bit more. And exhale, releasing everything out. Taking a gentle twist, the left hand comes to the right knee. Just taking our gaze behind. Exhale, come through center, twisting to the left. And gently release. Finding bound angle pose for a moment here, sending the soles of the feet together, reaching for the big toes, pulling the chest up, sitting up, sending the knees down, opening through the hips, maybe finding a little sway side to side, maybe a little forward fold. One more breath here. Releasing the chest back up, crossing at the ankles to come into tabletop pose. Grounding through the tops of the feet, spreading wide between the fingers, finding nice space. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Inhale, gaze forward, drop the belly. Exhale, press away from the mat, rounding through the back. Moving with the breath. Creating as much space as we can. Mobilizing through the spine. One more round here. Make this one big and deep. And finding our way back to neutral spine. Grounding through the right hand, peeling the left up. Sending it up high. Inhale. Exhale, sweep it underneath, threading the needle, coming to lie on the left shoulder. We can stay here, or we can reach that right arm up, deepening the stretch, trying to still open, not dumping into the shoulder, lifting up as if we're reaching up to the sky with the right fingers. Deep breath. And on your next exhale, sweep that arm in front, lifting up, coming into puppy pose, walking the hands out, melting the heart down, hips are still over the knees. Inhale and exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Option to walk the right hand over to the left, pressing into the mat, opening up kind of this little gentle twist. Seeing if we can peek under that shoulder. We're really pressing into the left hand, feeling a nice stretch in the left side body, left shoulder. And coming back into puppy pose. One more breath here. Exhale, sink deep. And then pulling yourself through, coming to lie on the forearms. Inhale, Sphinx pose. Chest is lifted. Elbows are underneath the shoulders. And exhale, lifting the hips, pressing into the hands, gazing in between the hands. Inhale, lowering the hips back down, chest up. Exhale, tuck the pelvis, lift the hips. Inhale, Sphinx. One more time. Exhale, raise. And then send the hips back. Taking a child's pose here for a moment. Reaching the fingertips out. Then inhale, coming back to tabletop, where we repeat on the other side. Grounding through the left hand, peeling the right arm up. Big inhale. Exhale, sweep it under, thread the needle. Taking whatever variation suits your needs today, maybe extending the left arm up, deepening this twist. Still active in the shoulders here. Exhale, circle the arm in front, lifting the chest, coming into our puppy pose. Inhale and exhale, melt the heart down, reaching the fingertips out. Might feel a little bit more open in the shoulders now. We feel a little bit more space. We can walk that left hand over to the right, pressing the right arm into the mat, trying to peek in between the arms. Finding this little balance of being open. Still breathing. Exhale, release back into puppy. One more breath. Inhale, coming into Sphinx pose. Lifting the chest. Exhale, drop the forehead. We're going to steeple the fingers right outside of the mat. Inhale, lift the chest, press away. Exhale, drop the forehead. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop the left ear to the mat. Inhale. Exhale, right ear to the mat. Moving with the pace of your breath. One more time each side until we're evened out. And then bringing the arms back underneath. We're going to extend the left arm out to the side. Kickstand this right leg over, so we're lying on the left shoulder. We're using this right hand here to help stabilize us. Always an option to take this one a little bit further. We can hug the knee into the chest, opening up through the hip crease. You can extend the leg long. Your choice. Maybe we press into the side of the mat with the ball of the foot, really opening the hips here. Exhale, rolling back onto the belly to extend the right arm and kick the left leg behind us. Finding any areas we're holding on to tension and release them. Exhale, rolling back onto the belly. And hands come underneath the shoulders, tucking the toes, pressing up through plank pose, nice and strong. Sending the hips up and walking the hands out, downward facing dog. Pedaling out through the feet, waking up the calves. Sending the hips up high. Head is between the biceps. Reaching the heels down. Finding a static downward facing dog for a breath. Feeling this length, envisioning it reaching out through the crown of the head, out through the sit bones, and down through the heels. Grounding through the left foot, raising the right behind, three-legged dog. Bending the knee, taking it in through the chest, nice and high and strong. Releasing it in between the hands, coming into a low lunge. Untucking the back foot, inhale, reach the arms up high. Exhale, sink into this posture, sending the hips down, keeping the legs internally rotated, knitting them together. Just feeling this left hip flexor stretch. One more deep breath here. And on your exhale, we're going to send the hips back, flexing that right foot, coming into our half splits. Inhale, reach the crown of the head up, find length in the spine, and exhale, fold over. Inhale, come back to our low lunge, and exhale, half splits. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, hips back. One more time. Coming back into our low lunge. Planting the left hand inside the foot, reaching the right arm up. Chest is open. Deep breath in. And exhale, lift that left arm up. Windmill around so we're nice and extended and strong. Squeezing the scapula together, sending energy out through the fingertips. Exhale, windmill that arm around, finding the knee. Gently using it to open the hips, coming onto the outer edge of that foot. Just finding a little bit of space here, not forcing anything. Sending the pelvis down into the mat. Just noticing how good this feels. And we can kick that left leg up, finding the ankle, bringing the quadriceps into this sequence. Breathe nice and deep. Pulling that foot into the hips. And exhale, gently release it. Heel toeing that foot over to the other side of the mat and coming down into our pigeon pose. Finding what feels good here first. Kind of wiggling it out. And then lifting the chest nice and high, sending the hips down, feeling this in the outer right glute. You can walk the fingertips forward, maybe slowly lowering the chest. Gazing at the top of the mat. Sending our awareness to our hips. And lifting the chest back up, planting the hands, tucking the left toes, bringing that right leg back up, three-legged dog. Bending the knee and drawing little circles with the knee. Just opening up further through the hip. Trying to isolate this one leg. And extend, three-legged dog. Release down to the mat. Gazing at the hands, walk up to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale to rise, hands come above the head. Exhale to heart center. Inhale, hands come up. Exhale, flat back, dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift, extend through the crown of the head. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back to plank pose, and take a vinyasa, nice and slow. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, over the toes, downward facing dog. Maybe noticing how open we feel on one side versus the other. And then grounding through the right leg, raising the left high, three-legged dog. Bending the knee, bringing it in through the chest, and releasing into low lunge. Sweep the arms overhead, nice and big, and exhale, sinking into the hips. Coming back to the breath. One more nice deep breath here. Send those hips down a little bit more. And then exhale, send the hips back, flex the left foot, half splits. Taking one big inhale, lifting the chest. And exhale, slowly forward fold. Next inhale, coming back into low lunge, taking this mini little flow with the breath. Going a little bit deeper with every round. One more. Beautiful. Meeting back in our low lunge, planting the right hand, left peels up high to the sky. And exhale, slowly lift up, drawing the shoulder blades together, extending out behind and in front. Fingertips are wide, nice and active here. Exhale, windmill that left arm around, finding the knee, gently opening the hips. Using your breath to go a little bit deeper. Beautiful. And then maybe kicking that back ankle up, pulling the foot into the hips. Exhale, lovingly release, coming back to face the front of the mat, finding our pigeon pose, making our way there carefully, slowly. Finding what feels good here. Inhale, lift the chest, pressing the fingertips into the mat, sending the pelvis down, taking our awareness to the hips again, taking the fingertips in front of the legs, slowly lowering the chest towards the mat, deepening this glute stretch. One more big breath before raising the chest, taking the left leg back, three-legged dog, raising it up high, then bending the knee and finding our hip circles, our knee circles, to open the hip. Gripping the mat through the fingers, pressing away. One more breath. Then extend the left leg long. Reach it back down, downward facing dog. Walk the hands back towards the feet. Turn the toes out. Maybe widen the feet a little bit. Sinking the hips down. Coming into Malasana. We want our heels on the ground, but if they don't make it, that's totally okay. Maybe we're up here. Wherever we feel this intense groin hip opening, that's where we stay. Maybe hands come to heart center, using the elbows to gently open the knees. You can plant the right hand to reach the left up high. And exhale, switching sides. And releasing onto the sit bones, extending the legs out long, boat pose. You can keep these shins parallel to the mat, or we can straighten the legs for an extra challenge wherever we are today. Sucking the navel into the spine, pulling your chest as close to your legs as you can, finding your balance point, finding your point of focus, just balancing here. Using your breath. We're almost done. And exhale, release down onto the mat. Taking the knees up into the air, crossing this right leg over the left, trying to reach for the ankles. We want the knees on top of each other as close as we can. Pull the ankles into the chest. Releasing into the mat, feeling your lower back supported here. Exhale to unravel and switch. Left leg comes on top, reaching for the ankles, pulling them in, finding what feels good here. Exhale, gently release. Soles of the feet find the mat, hip width apart. Palms are down on the mat by the side of the body. Exhale, press into the mat, send the hips up high, bridge pose. Breathe deep, squeeze through the glutes. Send the hips up to the sky. Nice and strong. And release, hugging the knees into the chest. Maybe finding a little rock here, side to side. Extending the left leg long, right knee into the chest. And then straighten that leg, flexing the foot. It's okay if we have the knee bent a little bit. Just one breath here. And release, picking up the left knee into the chest, feeling the hip crease. And exhale, extend, pulling the leg in. Sending both legs up into the air, happy baby, finding our ankles or big toes, and just opening through the hips, sending the lower back into the mat. Finding a moment of stillness here. Notice how we feel. If we're breathing a little easier, if we feel a little bit more open, loosened up. Take the feet in together for this little reclined posture here, just further opening through the hips, soles of the feet pressed together. And the knees come together, gently guiding them over to the right side, finding a gentle little twist here. Maybe we gaze over our left shoulder. And gently coming back up through center and taking the knees to the left. Coming back to our breath. Coming back through center and extending the legs long, taking a few moments to just let everything go. Release all of the tension, slightly opening the mouth, releasing the jaw. Breathing evenly, deeply into the belly. Finding a few minutes of stillness. Letting this full body stretch sink in. Just melting down. Imagining yourself melting through the mat into the earth beneath you. Maybe gently wiggling the fingers or the toes, moving the head side to side, kind of waking up the body, coming back into it. And whenever you're ready, we can gently make our way to one side and press up to a sitting position. Thank you for joining me in this class today. Hope we feel opened up and ready to move about our day. I look forward to seeing you on the mat again very soon, my friend. Namaste. If you enjoyed this class, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know how it went for you down below. And hit that subscribe button to never miss more daily yoga classes. Have a great one.